And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Steve Plummer here, joined by my good mate Cam Roberts in the Funnels and Copywriting group. Cam, great to see you again.
Yeah, likewise, Steve. Hi, everyone. Glad to be here and share our wisdom with you once again.
Absolutely. All righty. This one, Cam, today is, I think it's really topical as, given the circumstances that we're in, as, Rona comes and goes and cranks up and cranks down and people try to get back to normal and then it's the new normal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's, as you've got your ticker, thank you, Julie Mason, your ticker going down the bottom there is how to sell your knowledge online, the 6 things you need to know in 2021. Now, Cam, I'm sure you would agree that I think there's been an explosion of online courses, right? It's a natural evolution of and response to what's happened in the world, right? I mean, face-to-face workshops are just gold, but we haven't been able to do that really because of coronavirus, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to get censored for me saying that word, but we'll get shut down. So this is a really topical topic for everyone. So if you're looking to sell the knowledge that's in your brain to help more people. Hello, Warren. Thank you. The two amigos. Yes, good to see you, Warren. Interesting post today too, by the way. But let's not go there. So if you're looking to make some moolah from your brain and would like to make it really pop and sell, today is going to be really good because Cam is going to dive deep into it. So Cam, how to sell your knowledge online, the 6 things you need to know in 2021. So Cam, I thought we might start with research because, as you and I know, and we often, coach clients through this, it's okay to be really passionate. Everyone's passionate these days, be passionate about what you do. But as we all know, and we coach people on, you've got to have a hungry crowd with the capacity to pay, right? They're the 2 things. You miss one of those and your passion goes nowhere. So how do we research demand, for what people want and for what you teach and want to share?
Yeah, cool. So firstly, I want to say is that, online learning, it's not going away anywhere soon, although it's been accelerated to a small extent, actually. Like, it's not like a massive acceleration into online learning. It's been growing over time anyway. So it's not like COVID, created this thing that everyone wanted to be a part of. It was already going that way, right? And it will continue to go that way as people are more inclined to learn from their computers and learn from their mobile devices, and the ease of that, to be able to get all the information that you want in one place on your phone and listen to it when you're mobile, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have the stats in front of me, but the statistics behind it are just astronomical. The amount of people that are learning online. So it's not going away anywhere soon. It's not saturated. So if you haven't got involved yet, you're not too late. And in fact, you're probably still only at the very bottom of the J curve. When we look at even the growth of the internet, those marketers who are in the internet, in it every day, we think that it's too saturated, but it's not. When you look at the growth of the internet and how many people are joining different social media channels, all the time, we're still only at a phase where it's only been around for 10 years, that you could use the internet to make money. It's not like it's been around for 100 years or 50 years.
It's an immature marketplace in many ways, right?
It's all still new. I mean, it's not new for us, Steve, because we've been in it for, a couple of decades, but, it's new because it's not been around for a long time. So this whole concept of creating a learning management system and teaching your wisdom, sharing your passion and charging people for that online is a great opportunity to create an additional income. So whether it's the main income that you choose to do, or whether you've got a job, or whether you own a business and it's a side hustle, it's something you make 5 or 10 grand a month from, right? There's that opportunity to do that quite quickly and quite easily.
Yeah, actually, Cam, just on that too, you'll know who I'm talking about here, but we not so long ago helped a client with their online portal and launching that. It was 125K in a couple of weeks, wasn't it, for their their membership site? So it can be very lucrative, given the right circumstances. So, all right, Cam, let's get into it. How do you research demand, for what you want to teach and or share?
Yeah, look, a couple of ways to search for demand is number one, go to good old Google, right? So that's the first place to start. Just start looking for competitors, right? You don't want to reinvent the wheel. In fact, if people are already doing what you're doing, that's a good sign for you. So, when I was looking to open swim schools, I was, looking to see what other swim schools were in the area, what other preschools were in the area, what other schools are around the suburb, how many families in the area. So that's the sort of research that you've got to do online. Have a look, like if you're a fitness professional, for instance, and you want to start a fitness, learning management system, pick a niche. Don't just go fitness, number one. So number one is when you do your research, pick a niche. So you might be the fitness person for females, or the fitness person for males under 30, or the fitness person for males under 30 who want to get fit using kettlebells, or the fitness person for males under 30 that want to get fit doing CrossFit, right? So just really get narrow on that niche. Then once you've got that niche, go to places like YouTube and do searches in YouTube to find video views. So if you go to YouTube and you type in something like, CrossFit training for males under 30, and see if there's already YouTube videos that have really good views for that topic, right? So that'll give you a really good indication of the amount of searches and the amount of content that people are already searching for what you want to create. Another one is KW Finder. So that's KW Finder. They give you a free search period. I think it's like 7 to 14 days. We can go into KW Finder and type in keywords of what you're thinking to teach. So again, if you want to teach keto, if you want to teach art, if you want to teach social media, you'd go into KW Finder, you'd type in your keywords, and that would show you how many search terms how many searches people are searching for every month on the search engines, right? So that's another good way of finding it. And also go into Facebook groups, have a look and see how many people are joining different groups. So again, if you're into fitness, go into some keto groups, go into some yoga groups, go into different fitness groups, marketing, same thing, social media groups, and find out if there's a lot of people joining these groups. Now, if you can tick those 3 boxes, there's a good chance that what you want to create, there's already a demand for, and that's the key factor. You want to create something that people want.
Yeah, it's an interesting one too, Cam. There's scope to be discouraged, isn't it? If you see, someone's already doing that, and like you say, that's a good thing, right? Because people are prepared to pay for it. So So just don't be discouraged when you see that, because people are prepared. It means people are prepared to pay.
Yeah, people are prepared to pay, and then all it comes down to is creating a quality product, right? Doing it better than everyone else, and that's not hard in this day and age, and it's your personality that people buy, right?
Yeah.
We're in the age of the personal brand business. So people will buy your personality. There's people who align with me because they like me. There's people who align with you, Steve, because they like you, and there's people I repel, and that's okay too, right? Yeah. But there's always those people that will go, I really like that person, so they're buying into the person as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember a few months ago when I was doing ring announcing for the boxing, and fighting out of the red corner. Someone said, "Oh, great, another Michael Buffer. Hey, who's the let's get ready to rumble?" And I said, "Well, no, the world's already got a Michael Buffer. We don't need another one."
Yeah,
and so you do you. That's really important.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's good. All right, let's talk about the money, Cam. Everyone wants to talk about the money. So what are the various pricing options when you're looking at online courses and things?
Yeah, look, there's a couple of ways that you can skin this cat. Number one is you can go for a smaller monthly membership, your typical membership model. So you can sell a learning membership style where people pay like a gym membership for $27 a month, $47 a month, or $97 a month. Personally, that's not the model that I recommend to my clients. I recommend you create a product where people can pay once and get access to it immediately, not drip fed, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting excited about a topic and then going in there and finding that you can only get access to the first lesson and you've got to wait 2 weeks or a week to get the next lesson, or a month, right? So I reckon the best one is to create a product price point somewhere between $197 and $497, where people get access to the whole course all at once. And when I say the whole course, like, you want to make it something really simple that people can digest over a couple of days. So it could be, a 6 or 7 module course. You don't want to make it massive, just like 6 or 7 lessons that they consume an hour each lesson, and, just price that up with a few bonuses, few, ways of getting support, whatever that is, Slack channel, Facebook group, however that looks like, and, bundle that up. So the preferred model I recommend is always that $197 to $497 price point. And then from there, what you have is you have other courses behind that course. Right. So that course becomes your paid lead gen, right?
So it's a one-off payment, right? You're talking about a one-off payment.
Yeah. So someone come in, they'll pay one time, $197, or pay one time, $497, get access to all your good stuff that you've put together. And so for $497, it's got to have like $4,000 worth of value. It's got to have that transformation that's 10 times what they paid for it, right? And then at the back end of that, inside your own course, you can sell them other courses and other modules, right? And that's when you start sliding up to $1997 or $3997. But start off at the $197 to $497 price point to get them into the door.
Yeah, cool. Okay, let's again, mindful of time. Gee, we fill up 10 minutes pretty quick, Cam, don't we?
Yeah,
all right, so let's keep moving. So LMS, or learning management system, what should people be looking for in an LMS? Because a lot of the time it can be a Holden Ford argument. They're both cars, but they do things a little bit differently. And I think you've also got to be careful of, you often get advocates of a certain style or type of learning management system, like like a CRM. People go, oh yeah, this is great, it's the best because it does XYZ. And what I've found is that and correct me if I'm wrong here, like that might be really good for someone's learning style and the way their brain works, but if I dive in there and my brain's different to that, which is probably most of the time, that won't work for me. So what to look out for in a learning management system?
Yeah, good question, Steve. So look, you hit the nail on the head. If you want a CRM, you can just go and get a CRM, right? But there are CRMs that come with marketing automation, sales automation, landing pages, SMS automation, and all these bolt-ons they have inside what typically is a CRM. So with a learning management system, I advise my clients to just get a learning management system. Don't try and get a learning management system that does it all, right? So I'm a big advocate of being a master at one versus a jack of all trades when it comes to tools. So if I want the right tool to do a job, and I'm not very handy around the home, but if I need to drill a hole, I'll go get a drill. I'm not going to get a hammer that turns into a pair of pliers that has a little drill bit at the end of it to wind something in, right? I just want to grab the drill and do the right job for the purpose of the project.
So no Swiss Army knife.
No Swiss Army knives when it comes. No, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. So no Swiss Army knives when it comes to learning management systems. Just get the thing where people can go and get access to your content. It's easy for you to upload. It tracks their progress. So, as they watch a video or as they go through a lesson, it completes it for them. They can see which ones they have completed, so they know where they're up to next time. You can segment the list of where they're up to and what they've watched. So just keep it simple, stupid, and just get the thing that does that one thing.
Okay, yeah, good advice. All right, let's talk, Cam, about the stuff you give them, what you teach them. Your content, I guess, is the buzzword these days. So video versus audio versus downloads, like what advice have you got around presenting your material?
Yeah, look, there's no argument that podcasting is like the new black. Podcasting is taking off, right? And the reason for that is people want to listen to something on the go. So when you're creating your content, you need to take that into account. We see a lot of people create video content. And video content's great, like get in front of a thing, do a presentation, like what we're doing now, little Facebook Live, and record it, put it in your LMS. And that's all great, but you've got to remember that some people want to listen to it whilst they're in the car driving. Yeah. They want to listen to it while they're cooking, while they're waiting for their kids to finish sport, right? Whatever that is.
Walking the dog, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, walking the dog, et cetera, right? Or playing sport, riding the bike, right? Yeah. So you want to create their content, your content based on your buyer's personas. So based on how they consume it, not what you want to create. Yeah. Now, if you want to create the videos, just make sure that when you're creating the videos, it's not all about, hey, look at this, watch this, now do this and do that, because if they're listening to that on your audio version, they won't get it, right? Yeah. So I always advise people to have a mix of content. So don't make all of your courses just video, and don't make all of your courses just audio, but have a mix of two. And maybe sometimes when you do a video, have the audio available, because it's easy to strip out, and that way someone can watch the video, or if they don't want to watch the video because they just don't have the time, or attention to watch, then they can just download and listen to the audio as well. And then you'll have obviously your PDFs, your sheets, your worksheets and things like that they can download and do. And we recommend putting a worksheet at the end of a module, not at the start. So if a module's got like 3 little videos in it, and each little video goes for like 6 minutes, well, then on the third module, you'd put a little PDF as a little bit of a worksheet or a wrap sheet to, go over the 3 things they just learned in those 3 lessons.
Yeah, that's great stuff, Cam. All right, let's talk a little bit about best practices. Like, what sort of tips have you got for course creation?
Yeah, so number one is don't create too much content. Like, that's one of the things we see. Like, people go, oh, I've got to create a course, and then before they know it, they've got like 30 videos that they're giving us, right? Because we create these things for people. So, the biggest things that we see is there's so much information, and as we're loading it up and as we're building it for the client, we often think to ourselves, who's going to go through all that content? That's like a year's worth of content. Who's going to watch all that, right? So just keep it simple, stupid. As I said at the start, create something that's like half a dozen modules, half a dozen lessons, something that they can consume. It's going to add value to them, and they can get through it pretty quickly. So my recommendation is if you create a course, you sell it for $500. If they can't get through that course in 7 days, they won't get through it at all, right? So if it's going to take them 6 months to consume, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll do 1 week and they'll give up, right? It'll just be too much overload and overwhelm. So when you're creating your course, keep the modules short, about half a dozen modules. And within each module, you don't want those lessons. So, there'll be a lesson in a module. You don't want those lessons to run any longer than, say, an hour. So you could chop that lesson up into 3 videos, that one module lesson, right? So it might have 3 little lessons in there, and each lesson might be around 20 minutes. And that way they would track where they're up to. So there's 3 lessons in module 1. There might be 2 lessons in module 2. There might only be 1 lesson in module 3. Then you might have another 2 lessons in module 4, and so on. And that would be a really great way to have, best practice in your course creation.
Yeah, I think too that might be one area that's probably changed a little bit in recent years. If you go back 6, 7, 8 years, it was about chucking the kitchen sink in the course, and just letting them take whatever bits they wanted. The more was more, right? More was more value, and because of the fast pace of life, the online nature of life, I think you're right. It has really pared back, hasn't it? From as much as you can fit in now to bite-sized chunks. Yeah,
pick your niche, and offer them a transformation they can get in 7 days of consuming your course. Because the idea is you want them to actually consume the course. So the longer you make it, the harder it's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, and the harder it's going to be, the more they can drift away and not actually get the benefit.
Yeah, they won't get the results because they won't do the course, they won't do the work, right?
Yeah, agreed. Okay, let's talk about launching. So, I guess some things I want you to comment on. So things like free webinars, free training, affiliates, lives, TikToks, the book face, Insta, LinkedIn, blah blah blah. Paid ads. What have you got to tell us around that?
Look, there's many different strategies for getting people to your course, but one of the best ways is to market to people who already know, like, and trust you, or already know, like, and trust people that you know. So the best forms of marketing is to your own list and also to your friends list. So you might have a friend who's in fitness or a friend who's in marketing who can help you market that particular event where you're going to share your course. So webinars are great. However, if you do webinars and you run them through, say, Facebook, the problem with doing a live webinar through Facebook is you'll have someone register for a live webinar today that might be on at the end of the week. They're going to forget about that, right, by the end of the week. So whenever you're running any sort of webinars on Facebook or anything like that, just run them as on-demand or master classes or instant access training. So that way someone sees the ad, you grab their attention, they go, oh, that looks interesting, I might want to know more about that. They click through, they watch your presentation that might go for 20 minutes to 45 minutes. And in that time, you add some value to their life, you solve some problems. And then at the end of the presentation, you talk about your product where they can buy into it. to take the next step and continue their journey. So I would highly recommend that sort of a model. And then you can use that model to, people who you also know. So, some affiliates, some joint venture partners, people who already have your customers, and they can also promote your webinars or your on-demand events that then promote your course as well. So that's a great way to do it. I'll quickly touch on TikTok. I've been watching and studying TikTok for a little while now, over the last 2 months. And I've got to say that, if you thought TikTok was just a bunch of teenage kids getting on and doing funny videos, you need to rethink TikTok. It's getting amazing organic reach. What Facebook was, when it first started, what LinkedIn was when it first started. And there's a huge opportunity for all sorts of different markets. Like there's all sorts of different age groups on there now, from people our age older and people our age and younger, right? There's no longer just full of 16-year-olds doing funny videos. It's more sophisticated than that. And I would say that, you could go on TikTok, do a TikTok every day about your particular topic, and then under your TikTok profile, just send people to a sales page that talks about your course. Keep it really simple and offer them an easy way to get in. The other way of getting people into a $497 course, Steve, is to sell something smaller at the front end. So it could be a book that you have for $497. It might be a live workshop that you're running. It might be a recorded workshop where you just sell something for $27. So a smaller, pay per view model works best. And then that way they just consume 20 minutes of content or 30 minutes of content. And at the end of that 20 or 30 minutes of content, you invite them to take the next step and join your, first step course.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And was that you in a mankini on TikTok I saw the other day, Cam, or not? No,
not me. It might have been Warren Black. He's more famous than I am, so he might have been on TikTok.
Nice comeback. All right, Cam, we are over time. That was a lot of fun and a lot of valuable information there. Any last thoughts, comments? If people want to, go to a next step, what do they have to do?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of moving parts in, creating a course. Yeah. You've got the course itself and how to create the content. You've got the learning management system, which needs to be built out. And then you've got the funnels that sit in front of the learning management system to get people in it. So we help people with all of those stages. It's like an end-to-end solution. We've done this many, many times before. So if you're interested in getting your own learning management system up and running, if you're wanting to sell your knowledge online, I want you to reach out to me. You can send me an email, cam@camroberts.com.au, or you can leave a comment wherever you're watching this video, and we'll just have a quick discussion, see if it's right for you, and I'll give you some ideas on how you can move forward, and I'll give you some prices on whether or not you want me and my team to either do it for you, or we can coach you and you can do it with us. So there's those two options there.
And maybe another option is Cam Mankini as your keyword searches on TikTok.
Yes.
And see.
That's right.
All right, Cam, we probably need to wrap it up there. We've gone a really deep dive for our usual 10 or 15 minutes. So, folks, thanks for joining us. Cam, on the ticker, is that going to have your contact details there, or we'll just say it again, it's cam@camroberts.com.au if you want to reach out and get some help with your course creation from Cam and his team. So that's a wrap, Cam. Thanks very much. That was a lot of fun. And it is summer coming up. Let's see if your mankini does get a run when it warms up a bit more.
Oh, that'll be a sight for sore eyes, I tell you now.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a really good week, and we'll see you same time, same channel next week.
Bye.